Hello, my name is Gerald Rivers. I attended the jazz ensemble at Frank Moody Hall, and I will be talking about the ins and outs of the concert and how I really liked it. To start off, the show was amazing as a whole. I really will say it was a different experience for me personally. I never really experienced that like it or watched a show like it. I actually always wanted to because it kind of gave me like an opera feel. It wasn't opera literally, but it kind of gave me that feel and like old music. I never really heard old music because I don't really listen to old music. But I would say my favorite part of the concert overall, just to skip to that, probably was when they started to first incorporate the instrument, the xylophone, I think, and also when the black, it was like a black boy and also a white boy. I don't know their names, so they didn't state them, but it was two boys and they did two solos with trumpets. It was amazing. I must say, they're really talented. But overall, I feel like when the show first started, um, the tempo and like the music as a whole was really soft and slow. Then it was like more piano, and it slowly became for like forte, and it became like louder and more rapid and more aggressive, if you ask me in a way. But overall, the show was great. I felt like the conductor interacted with his students very well. He offered them water, gave them mini breaks, gave them intermission so they can catch their breath. He didn't just like treat them like they were animals. So I feel like that was a great thing I noticed as well. One thing that really stood out to me probably was like I didn't understand like personally like a lot of the sounds. I feel like when I used to hear it, I used to feel like I couldn't hear it like how I heard it on like I feel like I don't know how to explain it. I feel like most of the time I used to hear the sound of that type of music, I feel like it had some type of auto tune or something. But honestly, it's all instruments, and honestly, I heard it in person and it sound just like, and it really was a shock to me personally. Like that's one thing that kind of shocked me. But like I really would go back and watch another show personally. It was a really really good show. But like once again, I feel like at the beginning of the show, everything was really like, I feel like it became like softer to like more aggressive and louder, and and they incorporated many different instruments. Like I said, like the trumpet, the clarinet, my favorite point. Then they did the piano, the xylophone. It was many different instruments that they incorporated. But it was like a really great overall experience, if you ask me. Like I said, and it's just really. I'm sorry. Okay. But the event ended obviously in like a nice way, like you know, like that type of vibe. He was really a really, I'm sorry, and also excuse me for all that coughing, but he was a really nice gentleman, and he also introduced us to each song. I really don't remember the songs, I'm not gonna lie, but I really did like a lot of the songs, and it was dedicated to many different like artists from that time, which I noticed, which was very interesting too, and also really great. But overall, I feel like the show was amazing. I would go again. It was a little intriguing. Honestly, like if you're not really into music or you're not really open to new things, I wouldn't recommend it. But I am open to new things, so obviously it was great to me. But I feel like once again, I feel like the show was great overall, but it showed like different dynamics and tempos and how it increased over time. Because honestly, I feel like at the beginning it was more like slow, and like it gave an emotional appeal of like sadness, and then like overall it gave like more happiness and giddy upness. Like it just gave more of like somber, and then like to more like cheerfulness, like into me like personally. But overall the show was great, and I'm really glad I got to experience something like that, and it was a really new experience, and I would recommend to others that are into music.